So I'm a psychic and I give psychic readings, and I've gone to a psychic school as well, and we don't make future predictions. I don't make future predictions for people, for clients specifically, and the entire school that I went to doesn't either. There are lots of psychics who don't. I want to talk about why it's actually bad, or not bad, but how it can potentially be harmful to get a future prediction from a psychic. And it's really kind of simple. Your future is not written in stone. You have free will. If you talk to just about most psychics, they'll tell you that you have free will. You can change your future. Nostradamus, I think I wrote this on my website, but I'm going to say it here. Nostradamus, who is famous for making future world predictions, he made tons of different predictions, and he had different lineages of time. And he said, if this happens, then we can go this way or this way or this way. And if we go this way, then it branches off into these options. And so he had all these things mapped out. And the entire reason why he mapped out these things was they were bad situations that he didn't want to have happen. And he thought the best way to help humanity avoid these bad situations is to predict that they will happen, so that people will be like, hey, that's where we're headed, let's try something different. And the way that people take psychic predictions nowadays, in general, when you go to the stereotypical psychic who gives you your prediction, then you really just losing your ability to manifest your life the way that you want on some level. Sure, I do believe that there are spiritual contracts, you could call them soul contracts, some people call it that, where you kind of have some sort of destiny in place for your life. Like, yes, on an energetic level, like out of your body, you make an agreement about certain details of your life, but these can manifest in all sorts of different ways. Like, for example, karma could be one example, but the way that I see it is that karma isn't something that happens to you. Karma is something that on some level you choose. For example, before you come into this reincarnation on life, on an energetic level, you know that you have built up all this karma, and you want to work through it. Basically, karma is kind of just like, it is happening to you on some level because you have to deal with it, but the way that people choose to deal with it, maybe before they're people, you could say, is by creating these events in their life that will free them from it. And those are usually negative things. People choose negative things. For example, I've had people come to me who wanted to know why they ended up in this bad family, and they wanted to know what they did in their past life to deserve this. What happened? Like, why did this happen? What kind of bad karma did they collect? And it wasn't really like they did something bad in their past life. They chose that scenario because it was a difficult situation that would allow them to grow. And they wanted to grow. Their spirit wanted them to grow, so their spirit chose to put them in a difficult situation that would nudge them in a certain direction to create growth in that specific manner. And sometimes sometimes your spirit doesn't understand being in a body, and sometimes there can be too much and it's actually crumbling and it actually goes sour. So there is that too. But my point here, if I can get back to the point about future predictions, is sometimes there are predictions that have been, on some level, set in stone. Like, maybe your spirit on the other side has decided that your life is fulfilled and you don't want to live to be 120 or whatever, And so you may cut your life short. And that may seem like a horrible thing on this side, but like spiritually, that might actually be where your spirit is at, because it wants to continue on to something else, whatever that might be. Anyways, I'm not trying to go too far into this. I'm trying to keep this video short about why I don't make future predictions, generally speaking, although I will see where the energy is heading, but I'm not going to be like, this is exactly how it's going to happen, because what that does is it puts that into your mind, and then you're programmed for that to happen. It's like I'm just, making that even more so, like putting more energy into that. And so I believe in telling people where the energy is headed, not saying like what's going to happen. That's different. But saying like this is like kind of like where things are headed, and if they ask about something in the future, I can be like, well, this is how your energy is aligned with that, but you can always change it. And then I like to read what they could do to change it, like what type of like energy they is in the way, what is their energy blockage, or what's the next step they can take in order for things to shift. And this isn't me like telling people what to do as much as being like yeah, it looks like there's a lot of energy in this area of your life. If you want to try and find a way through that, it looks like what your spirit could use is a lot more of like this type of scenario or whatever. But I'm not trying to tell people exactly what to do, because I don't believe in that either, because that defeats the whole purpose of growth. Because in order for you to grow, you have to make the decisions yourself. You're not going to grow if somebody does everything for you, and that's not what going to a psychic should be about, in my opinion. Yeah, so basically I'm not trying to program people. I'm not trying to create people's destinies for them. And then there's the other thing, which is that the future can change, like the Nostradamus thing. Like, he wanted the future to change. And I think he has changed the future in some ways with his predictions on some levels, even though most of them are just completely misunderstood. But yeah, I find it much more valuable to not predict futures, but rather explain the energy that is leading up to it, which can be changed. So, hope that makes sense. If you like this video, you can always subscribe, like it, give it the notification bell, and click all notifications. Thanks for watching.